There's no reason to deprive yourself of the very best in recorded music during the time you're on the road. You can do that now if you have any 4 or 8-track car stereo system. You can add a GW tuner. It fits any 4 or 8-track car stereo system, and it brings you an AM/FM radio. You get all the beauty of the music you can hear now on FM, the music you can hear on KMET. And at the same time, you're getting a fine AM radio that's more powerful than the installation you now have in your car. If you're buying a new car, don't have any radio put in at all. Just get yourself a 4 or 8-track car stereo system and then add a GW tuner. You'll save a lot of money, and you'll add a lot of great sound to your life. Full, rich AM/FM music played through the amplifiers and speakers of your car stereo system. Just remember, it's a GW tuner.
Proudly presenting an all-English show. That'll be tomorrow and Saturday night with The Who, the Fleetwood Mac, and the Crazy World of Arthur Brown. And the lights will be by the single-winged turquoise bird. That's tomorrow, Friday, June the 28th, and Saturday, June the 29th at the Shrine Exposition Hall, 32nd and Figueroa, and they're starring The Who, baby. Don't you be left out when The Who sell out. The tickets are available now at the Wallace Music City stores, all mutual ticket agencies, Free Press bookstores, the Potpourri, Either Or bookstore, Magic Theater in Venice, the Great Linoleum Clothing Experiment, the Sound Spectrum, and the Groove Company. The Who, Fleetwood Mac, and the Crazy World of Arthur Brown of the Pinnacle tomorrow and Saturday night. For Pinnacle information, 938-0061. We're playing the music of Aretha Franklin on the B. Mitchell Reed Stereo Multiplex Affair for a Thursday evening. And I think of all the performers that have interpreted Sam Cooke's great, great music, I think Aretha does it the best. She really does. I think I have a set right now to finish it all up of great things here by Aretha. And one is Change Is Gonna Come, and another one, Good Times. Aretha Franklin interpreting Sam Cooke.
There's an old friend that I once heard say something that touched my heart, and it began this way. I was born just like the river, I've been running ever since. He said it's been a long time coming, but I know my change is gonna come. Oh yeah. time to thaw. I thought that I wouldn't last for long, but somehow, right now, I believe that I'm able to carry on. I tell you that it's been a long, and oh, it's been an uphill journey all the way. But I know change is gonna come.
requires nothing in the world. All is empty with him, even a seat he has not. For absolute emptiness reigns in his household. How empty indeed it is with no treasures. When the sun is risen, he walks through emptiness. When the sun sets, he sleeps in emptiness. Sitting in emptiness, he sings his empty songs, and his empty songs reverberate through emptiness. ESP Records' purpose is to fill that emptiness. Here now is an extension of ESP's purpose. Bruce McKay.
Girl of stone walks alone with eyes of glass and nothing real. She gives you all she has to give. She'd rather give than have you still.
And now, emptiness. You see, without ESP Records, there is the conspicuous absence of something wonderful.
The New York Electric String Ensemble, available now on ESP at Music Revolution, 8709 Santa Monica.
This is Dick Provenson in the KMET newsroom. Here's what's been happening today. Augmented police units are patrolling downtown Richmond, California, and Negro districts in the outlying areas. Roving bands of youths have roamed the streets, touching off fires and looting stores for a couple of nights. Funeral services will be held Sunday in Hollywood for famed trumpeter Ziggy Elman. Elman played with the Tommy Dorsey and the Benny Goodman orchestras before forming his own band. Action to get Hollywood's hippie population off the sidewalks and on their feet has been recommended by a joint city council committee in Los Angeles. Public Works and Police, Fire, and Civil Defense committees approved and sent to the council a proposed amendment to the city's anti-loitering law. The amendment would prohibit anyone from sitting, lying, sleeping, or obstructing streets, sidewalks, or other public ways.
Going through the library, came across some things that I wasn't even aware we had. I mean, I knew I had ordered them, but I wasn't even aware they'd come in. And there's some old things here that feature Bill Evans. I want to feature something out of an album he did called Polka Dots and Moonbeams, in which he had with him as personnel Chuck Israels on bass and Paul Motian on drums, or Motian. And then a more particularly longer cut a little later on that features one of the greatest, I believe, of the contrabasses ever to, arrive on Earth. And Bill Evans has done so many great things, solo, full symphony orchestra and things of that nature. Here's Bill Evans and an old Tad Dameron thing called If You Could See Me Now.
KMET, Stereo 94.7, Metro Media in Los Angeles.
Good evening. My name is Tom Donahue. I have a couple of hours of those wonderful little things that Thomas Edison worked out. Phonograph records, getting underway with Quicksilver Messenger Service.
Broken in the dust again. Oh God.
waters, rich in treasure, wide in fame. You bow unto your God of gold. Your pride of might shall be your shame. For only God can lead his people back unto the earth again. Oh God, pride of man, broken in the dust again. Thy holy mountain be restored. Have mercy on thy people, late last night.
You're listening to the music of the Creedence Clearwater Revival, a beautiful new LP on Fantasy that the Music Revolution, LA's only underground record store at 8709 Santa Monica Boulevard, is selling for just $288. They're also selling you the New York Electric String Ensemble LP for just $288 and the new Cream Double Pocket LP for $538. That's the Music Revolution at 8709 Santa Monica Boulevard. It's open past midnight every night, and that's Les's place. All LPs are discounted from 40 to 80% with unique posters on sale, as well as free zigzags for everyone, whether or not you make a purchase. The Music Revolution, Les's brand new enterprise at 8709 Santa Monica Boulevard, right next door to the Mad Tea Party.
Hold on, girl, now don't be blue. Dry those tears for me and you. Can't you see all love is true? When you remember to do just what you say you'll do. Can't you see I live for you? And I need you to trust me too. Open your eyes so the sunshine that's in you will light all your windows and change all your baby blues to golden sparks that light your eyes when you finally realize that your fears were all just lies. So open those eyes and let the sunshine that's in you light all your windows and change all your baby blues to gold.
Quicksilver Messenger Service and three fine things from their new Capitol LP. You picked up on Pride of Man, Light Your Windows, and Dino's Song.
The Barry Goldberg Reunion.
You ought to see my baby. You know that girl so fine. She loves me every morning and every night. She's always on my mind. Sugar-coated love.
The Barry Goldberg Reunion.
The very first person I saw told me that I was breaking the law. So I found it very hard to say. It's another day, just another
Barry Goldberg Reunion. On Buddha Records, of course. Available at your favorite record store.
One day when the windows were open, Christian Wolff played one of his pieces at the piano. Sounds of traffic, boat horns were heard not only during the silences in the music, but being louder, were more easily heard than the piano sounds themselves. Afterward, someone asked Christian Wolff to play the piece again with the windows closed. Christian Wolff said he'd be glad to, but that it wasn't really necessary, since the sounds of the environment were in no sense an interruption of those of the music.
This is Tom Donahue, and we have music in stereo for you. Some of it's old, and some of it's new, and some of it is into tomorrow, whatever that is. How about Buddy Guy for some blues?
sometime. I feel like drinking me some gasoline. Woo! I'm telling you the way I feel sometimes. I feel just like drinking me some gasoline. Striking me a match and blow my fool self up in steam. Play the blues. All right. All right. I think I'll move back down south. Why the water tastes just like cherry wine. I think I'll move back down south. People, why the water tastes to me like cherry wine. This Lake Michigan water tastes to me just like turpentine. Now let me have it now.
That's Buddy Guy, a man at his blues, and his blues from John Mayall.
Somebody broke your wings, little bird, you can't fly. Somebody hurt you bad, beat him down and left to cry. Somebody gotta help you. I believe I love you so. Somebody's gonna touch you. I don't believe I'll let you go. And the love I have to give, I'll be giving years of my life. When I read the news, night
This is KMET, Metro Media Stereo 94.7 in Los Angeles. On the early Bob Dylan albums, you find songs that oftentimes came right from the front pages of newspapers. We thought what we'd do is put together a set of songs that Dylan has written that would cover what you might find in an average newspaper. Front page story, well, a story that should have been on the front pages but was more likely buried back in the obits, followed by a story from the financial page, one from the sports section, and finally, of course, an editorial.
Williams and Zinger killed poor Hattie Carroll with a cane that he twirled around his diamond ring finger at a Baltimore hotel society gathering. And the cops was called in and his weapon took from him as they rode him in custody down to the station and booked Williams and Zinger for first-degree murder. But you who philosophize disgrace and criticize all fears, take the rag away from your face. Now ain't the time for your tears. Williams and Zinger, who had 24 years, owns a tobacco farm of 600 acres with rich, wealthy parents who provide and protect him, and high office relations in the politics of Maryland reacted to his deed with a shrug of his shoulders and swear words and sneering, and his tongue it was a snarling. And in a matter of minutes on bail was out walking. But you who philosophize disgrace and criticize fears, take the rag away from your face. Now ain't the time for your tears. Hattie Carroll was a maid in the kitchen. She was 51 years old and gave birth to 10 children, who carried the dishes and took out the garbage, and never sat once at the head of the table, and didn't even talk to the people at the table, who just cleaned up all the food from the table and emptied the ashtrays on a whole other level. Got killed by a blow, lay slain by a cane that sailed through the air and came down through the room, doomed and determined to destroy all the gentle, and she never done nothing to Williams and Zinger. And you who philosophize disgrace and criticize all fears, take the rag away from your face. Now ain't the time for your tears. Courtroom of honor, the judge pounded his gavel to show that all's equal and that the courts are on the level, and that the strings in the books ain't pulled and persuaded, and that even the nobles get properly handled once that the cops have chased after and caught 'em, and that the ladder of law has no top and no bottom. Stared at the person who killed for no reason, who just happened to be feeling that way without warning. And he spoke through his cloak most deep and distinguished, and handed out strongly for penalty and repentance Williams and Zenger with a 6-month sentence. But you who philosophize disgrace and criticize our fears, bear the rain deep in your face, for now's the time for your tears. Come, you masters of war, you that build the big guns, you that build the death planes, you that build all the bombs, you that hide behind walls, you that hide behind discs. I just don't want you to know I can see through your masks. You that never done nothing but build to destroy, you play with my world like it's your little toy. You put a gun in my hand and you hide from my eyes, and you turn and run farther when the fast bullets fly. Like Judas of old, you lie and deceive. A world war can be won, you want me to believe, but I see through your eyes, and I see through your brain, like I see through the water that runs down my drain. You fasten all the triggers for the others to fire, and then you sit back and watch when the death count gets higher. You hide in your mansion while the young people's blood flows out of their bodies and is buried in the mud. You've thrown the worst fear that can ever be hurled, fear to bring children into the world, for threatening my baby, unborn and unnamed. You ain't worth the blood that runs in your veins. How much do I know to talk out of turn? You might say that I'm young, you might say I'm unlearned, but there's one thing I know, I'm younger than you. Even Jesus would never forgive what you do. Let me ask you one question. Is your money that good? Will it buy you forgiveness? Do you think that it could? I think you will find when your death takes its toll, all the money you made will never buy back your soul. And I hope that you die, and your death will come soon. I follow your casket by the pale afternoon, and I watch while you're lowered down to your deathbed, and I stand over your grave till I'm sure that you're dead.
You know, I got something in my car I think you should have in your car. And what it is a GW FM AM cartridge tuner that fits into your stereo tape cartridge player and turns it into an FM AM radio. And the fidelity and the reproduction of the sound is phenomenal. It sort of turns the car into a sound studio, a sound stage. Carol Lee, my pretty wife, man, she just wants to go down to the market, which is like 300 yards away, so she can listen to the great sound coming out of the GW FM AM cartridge tuner. I re-emphasize those words because it's important to let you know that this is a cartridge, yet it will turn your existing 4 8-track stereo system, cartridge system in the car or at home, into an FM AM radio. And if you're a ball fan, the AM reproduction of, say, the Dodger games is phenomenal, much better than your own car radio. GW FM AM auto tuner, a cartridge.
This is Dick Robinson in the KMET newsroom. This is what's been happening today. Man wanted on suspicion of committing a number of burglaries in the Inglewood area was shot in the head and critically wounded today by a police officer. Timothy was released from prison today by Pasadena Superior Judge Burton Noble. Attorney Grant Cooper said today a report that he would take over the defense of the accused assassin of Senator Robert Kennedy was, and we quote here, definitely, positively, and unequivocally not true, end of quote. The LA attorney, one of the nation's top criminal lawyers, made the statement after hearing of the report when he left the afternoon session of the Friars Club card cheating trial, in which he represents a prominent Las Vegas hotel man and investor.
Okay, we've had the front page with the lonesome death of Hattie Carroll and Bob Dylan's financial page with Masters of War. This is Tom Donahue. We're playing Dylan Sounds in stereo, and we're sort of doing his version of a newspaper.
This is called Who Killed Davy Moore? Who killed Davy Moore? Why? What's the reason for? Not I, said the referee. Don't point your finger at me. I could have stopped it in the 8th and maybe kept him from his fate, but the crowd would have booed, I'm sure, if not getting their money's worth. It's too bad he had to go, but there was pressure on me too. You know it wasn't me that made him fall. You can't blame me at all. Who killed Davy Moore? Why? What's the reason for? Not us, said the angry crowd, whose screams filled the arena loud. It's too bad he had to die that night. We just like to see a good old-fashioned fight. We didn't mean for him to meet his death. We just wanted to see some sweat. There ain't nothing wrong in that. It wasn't us that made him fall. You can't blame us at all. Who killed Davy Moore? Why? What's the reason for? Not me, said his manager, puffing on a big cigar. It's hard to say, it's hard to tell. I always thought that he was well. It's too bad for his wife and kids he's dead, but if he was sick he should have said it wasn't me that made him fall. You can't blame me at all. Who killed Davy Moore? Why? What's the reason for? Not me, said the gambling man with his ticket stub still in his hand. It wasn't me that knocked him down, my hands didn't touch him none. I didn't commit no ugly sin anyway, I put money on him to win. It wasn't me that made him fall, you can't blame me at all. Who killed Davy Moore? Why? What's the reason for? Not me, said the boxing writer who pounds and printing his old typewriter, saying boxing is here to stay. There's just as much foot and danger in a football game. Saying fist fighting is here to stay. It's just the old American way. It wasn't me that made him fall. You can't blame me at all. Who killed Davy Moore? Why? And what's the reason for? Not me, said the man whose fists laid him low in a cloud of mist, who came here from Cuba's door, where boxing ain't allowed no more. I hit him, yes it's true, but that's what I'm paid to do. Don't say murder, don't say kill, it was destiny, it was God's will. Who killed Davy Moore? Why? And what's the reason for?
Before that, our sports item, and that turned out to be Who Killed Davy Moore?
That's right, babies. You better run, run, run. Only one more day to go until the Pinnacle proudly presenting an all-English show. Tomorrow and Saturday night with The Who, Fleetwood Mac, and The Crazy World of Arthur Brown with lights by the single-winged turquoise bird. That's tomorrow, Friday, June the 28th, and Saturday, June the 29th at the Shrine Exposition Hall, 32nd and Figueroa.
Listen to me, I'm telling you, you look at me, woman.
Don't be left out when The Who sell out. Tickets available now at Wallack's Music City stores, all mutual ticket agencies, Free Press bookstores, Potpourri Either Or bookstore, Magic Theater in Venice, the Great Linoleum Clothing Store, and the Sound Spectrum and the Groove Company. The Who, the Fleetwood Mac, and the Crazy World of Arthur Brown of the Pinnacle tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday night. For Pinnacle information, call 938-0061 and run.
World Pacific has come up with a drummer's version of their West Meets East LP that featured Yehudi Menuhin and Ravi Shankar. This one's called Rich a la Rocca, and it's Buddy Rich and a la Rocca, two great drummers meeting and for the first time recording and playing together. Here they are with a Ravi Shankar composition called Rangila.